Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik from Figure It Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and today we're going to be talking about a package that comes from a company called Unitek for the Nintendo Switch that allows you to play 8 games at one time. Well, you know, you have to swap between games, but it holds 8 games at once. Sound interesting? It's not bad. It's a pretty cool idea. Before we talk all about it, though, if you guys could do me a favor, please like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you've never done that before, as well as check out all my social media stuff in the description. I've got Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, my travel channel, all that stuff. It's in the description. Thank you so much for the support. Now, yes, if the name Unitek sounds familiar, I have actually done a few videos on some of their products. Originally, I'd done a video on this, which was the same idea, except it held 4 games at once, and then had 4 like just kind of blank storage slots. And the biggest complaint I really had with this thing is why tease us with an additional 4 when you could have had all 8. They also released a dock. I did a video on this as well. This one was the same idea, except it replaced the original Nintendo Switch dock and then gave you 4 additional game slots and then another storage slot. But I remember talking to those guys and being like, yeah, it's a cool device, but it's really like teasing us with these extra 4 slots that don't do anything. I was a little surprised when they were like, we made an 8-game version. So here it is, in our reality, and just in time for the, I think it's the 7th anniversary of the Nintendo Switch, which, by the way, that's about to come up, so have fun being that old. But yeah, they sent this to me for free for the purposes of review, so full disclosure on that. And if you want to check this out, I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, the core idea with this, if you missed any of the original videos, was, to me, it's the realization of a thing that I wanted when I was a kid. I know there was an adapter for the Sega Genesis that was never released that would let you put a whole bunch of games in there at once. And when I was a kid and I only had like 6 or 7 games, it would have been really cool to just have them all, you know, inserted at one time and then just hot swap between them by just pressing a button. That effectively is what they have done here for the Nintendo Switch. So I actually set up 8 Nintendo Switch games. Now, when you get the thing, you take it out, it really just comes with, you know, the device itself, which is the one that's currently connected to the dock. It's compatible with the original dock as well as the Switch OLED dock. It comes with a USB-C cable, which is required for power. Simply by connecting it to the dock, it doesn't do anything. That just is a way to mount it. There's a USB cable provided that you just plug into the Switch dock to provide power to the dongle, which is what we're going to call it for our purposes here. And it also has a ribbon cable that goes into the Nintendo Switch cartridge slot on your system. And then at that point, it's connected. So I'll show it to you in action. But the core idea is that essentially from the Nintendo Switch's perspective, you're just using the one singular cartridge. The dongle is basically just, you know, kind of acting like a multi-switch, like power adapter almost, where it's just kind of saying like, okay, there's 8 slots and it just selects which one at a time. So we've got our controller here. Let me go ahead and sync to the console, and then we'll get past this screen. As soon as there we go. Okay, so we're past that screen. So you can see that Cave Story is the game all the way to the right. Yes, these are going to be in sequential order, that is currently in. Now, if you want to swap between games, one thing you should know is you shouldn't have a game being active at any one time. Like right here on the dashboard, we're totally fine. If we were to boot up the game, you would want to manually quit out of the game before pressing the button, because otherwise you could theoretically start damaging your games. Don't do that. So what we do to cycle between it, you have 2 different options. There is a button right here, which you can see is currently a red LED. If you press it, it swaps to the next game, which is the Ubisoft collection of Child of Light and something else. And you can do it that way, and then you can select that. Also, alternatively, it actually comes with this little remote. So you can press this, and that too will cause it to cycle. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You can just let it go through all 8 of your most popular games. Where I see this being the biggest usage case for anybody would be families where, you know, particularly if you're a parent out there and you've got kids and there's a few games they like to play on the regular and you just don't want them messing too much with the carts because they're relatively easy to lose. This would be kind of a good way to have it all set up for them, and you can just kind of teach them like, hey, when you want to play the next game, you just press the button there and then it cycles. So then we've got Luigi's Mansion, and we can go back over here. We press this around. They've obviously added more colors to the LED, which I appreciate. But just to let it complete the cycle here, we can go all the way around. Mario Kart 8, Rayman Legends, Sega Genesis Collection, and then it's going to cycle back over to Cave Story. I mean, honestly, that's really all there is to it. This is what they told you they were going to give you, and this is actually what they gave you. 8 cart slots that are all independently functional. Like I said, all you have to do is cycle between them. So it's really up to you if you see the kind of, you know, the value proposition in using something like this. Personally, I think it's useful because, especially with 8, because that was the biggest concern I had with the previous one, is I just didn't like, I thought 4 was a little Not that much, considering how big the Nintendo Switch library is. I put myself in the mindset of where I was when I was a kid, and I wanted the same thing for the Sega Genesis. 8 is what I would have wanted. 4 would have been too minimal. Anything more than that, I don't think as a child I would have realistically expected to have. The Switch library is, of course, massive, and as an adult, you probably, no doubt, have more games than this, but this is a good use case for, I would say, your average customer. They also, like I said, released a dock. I don't know this, but I would guess they're going to update the dock again, and this time put more card slots in, or at least make the 5th one functional. I don't really know. But, yeah, beyond that, there's really not much else to say. I mean, it's pretty much exactly the same device. It just holds more carts and operates in that way. So I like that they updated it with the remote and everything. I think it's pretty useful. But, you know, to be honest, you already kind of know if this concept is something you'd be behind. And what I can tell you is it is actually good at what it claims to do. It doesn't really do anything else beyond that. It is unfortunate, although not shocking, that it still requires an external power supply from the Switch. But, I mean, I don't know what else they would do to draw power from the system. I don't think you can get it out of the cart slot. And even if you could, I'm not really sure that would be necessarily a good idea. But, you know, I'm not an engineer. That said, yeah, I mean, you guys see it. There's really nothing else to it. Like, I'll press this at random. I don't even know which one it's going to cycle to. And, oh, it just cycles to the next one. You have to kind of, I guess you have to wait for it to sync. Let's put it that way. And then we can just boot any old game. So we'll just press this one, and, yeah, we'll just start from there. And as you can see, you're on your way. You know, not a big deal. So like I said, once you're inside the game, you wouldn't want to just press the button again at this point. You would want to manually quit out of it. So like, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So we can press here. See how it still says you're playing that game? You wouldn't press it at this point. You'd want to go ahead and confirm to close the software. Because if you don't do that, then you start risking the possibility of damaging the system. So always close out the software before moving on. But yeah, honestly, that's really all there is to it. If you like the idea of this, I'm not sure you're going to get a better version of it. It's a possible thing where they might upgrade it again with the dock or something like that, but beyond that, I don't really know. So huge shout out to the people at Unitek for sending this my way. Again, if you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description. Thank you guys as always for watching. Please do me a favor, like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you've never done that before, as well as check out all my social media stuff in the description. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, Travel Channel, etc. Appreciate the support on all those platforms. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.